Bam! Thank
Hey,
you.
everybody.
Thanks to our tech team. That was Marcy running the video. Great to be with you all today on the second Sunday of January. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm Sandy from Emma's Revolution. I think most of you all know us if you're here for our little Sunday event that we've been hosting for a long time. Just check our
And
hair
I'm
first. It
Pat after my
happens.
first bike ride of the year. I'm so excited. Yay.
That's great. I love it. Well, we're really thrilled that you decided to join us, and we hope your new year is off to a good start. I mean, it was a hell of a week last week, and it's gonna be a big year. But we have a number of things coming up that we're going to tell you about closer to the end. But this is partly because this is such an intense moment. You know, new start of the new year can always feel like wonderful and challenging. And then, especially with January 6th happening, it just was extra challenging. So, we wanted to bring you this fantastic song leader today who's got a little bit of exactly, or a lot of exactly what we probably all need a little bit of. Before I fully introduce her, let me say a full thank you to our tech team. That was Marcy running the video. We also want to give big thanks to Moria and Toby and Rada and Paula and Alice, who keep things running smoothly here on this weekly session that we've been doing with you all since March of 2000 March of 1902. That's what it feels like, right?
So thank you so much for being with us all this time. We really, really appreciate it, y'all. You make this all much more smooth and easier for us to focus on content. So it really means a lot to us. Thanks.
And in this time that we've been doing this, we've expanded from teaching our own songs to bringing in friends to teach their songs, and that's what we have for you today. So Kate Munger is an amazing song leader and songwriter and a performer in the sense of someone who knew that her music was meant to be right with people, right next to people. And she is the founder of an organization called Threshold Choir. We will have her tell you more about it, and she's bringing a really beautiful song of hers to us today called Walking Each Other Home. Please let us bring to the stage Kate Munger.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for that beautiful introduction. And it is an honor to be here with you, Pat and Sandy. It touches me deeply how the two of you walk your talk. And you do it ethically and musically equally. And that doesn't happen all that often. I also want to honor that you share the spotlight so beautifully and share the position you're in to guide your community the way you do. It's and one more thing, I love how I love how your songs combine really beautiful solos and a lot of community singing in a very graceful way. And I envy you. Well, I have a partner that I sing with here at home, but it's so great to be isolating with a partner, a singing partner, that because that I think that COVID has stolen something very precious from us. And I feel personally like I have to fight really hard to keep singing. And because we can't do it together in the way that we have known, that really nourishes us and strengthens us and keeps us moving, one foot in front of the other, like Melanie says, because we can't do that now. We have to be I think what we're doing right now is an answer to that very deep prayer. So thank you.
Thank you.
Our pleasure, Kate. We're so delighted to have you with us. It was as much it felt as important to create something for our community as to create it for us. Really, we felt like this is one way that we stay connected. We stay connected to one another. We made the decision to move Sandy up here to this place with my girlfriend and me, and it just felt like Sandy was family, and to have her that far away and not know when we would be able to reconnect and do the music again just felt intolerable. So we had to make sure that we could all be in the same place, take care of one another, and take care of ourselves by maintaining contact with you all. So it's really it's been very mutually beneficial. So it's really such a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, and I think the last time we sang with you in person, it was in a place where there were beautiful trees like that and beautiful blue sky. And so that's the kind of memory I like to hold on to while we sing across the screens, which still bring us some kind of connection that, we wouldn't have thought worked, but it does. And thank goodness it does.
When it's all we have to make it work.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, let us invite you to teach the song, and let me remember to say that folks who are watching on Facebook Live, and hello to you all, Facebook Live, and hello to folks watching on YouTube after the fact. There are up on our website. You can download a lead sheet to this song, which means it's the vocal part, the notes, and everything. If you're a sheet music reader, you can read that. It also obviously has the lyrics on it, and we will put those lyrics in the chat here in Zoom and in your comments on Facebook. And folks watching on Facebook Live, if you'd like to join us here in Zoom, there's a link at the top of your post, and you can do that too. So with that, let us turn it over to you, Kate. We look forward to singing with you today.
Well, let's sing right away, and then I'll tell you a little about the song. I will start by saying that the quote is from Ram Dass, and it's an honor to carry this very short phrase, make it singable, because it really puts everything in perspective. So here's the tune, very simple words. We are all just walking each other home. And that's such a great word to linger on. We are all just walking each other home. And it's really nice to see if you can do that whole phrase in one breath. We are all just walking each other home. We are all just walking each other home. So I found this quote on a labyrinth in Tiburon, California. And like a lot of the songs I write, it just downloaded. And I knew that those words were really important. So it's the title cut of the Threshold Choir's last and possibly, most recent and possibly last CD. And I would be really happy to make that recording available to anybody who wants it. I'm really happy that you have the notation. There is another version of the notation with all the harmony parts, and I'm really happy to play that for you later. So pretend you know the tune, and I won't be able to tell if you don't. Here we go. We are all just walking each other home. 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 So for the last 6 years, this stopped during COVID, has stopped during COVID, I've led a choir, an evening of singing at San Quentin with 14 Threshold Choir members from the Bay Area and 20 to 40 inmates, all of who had been there over 20 years. And it was very surprising to me that they would sing with us. Um, and they did it with so much enthusiasm and so much buy-in and so much spirit. And this is the song we ended with every night. And so a lovely gentleman named Habib translated it into Spanish for us. And I hope you can see the notation. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. And, for an English tongue, it's a little bit challenging, but not too bad. So I'm going to sing the Spanish line for you. Pretend you can hear, for now, the other line. We are all caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. 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 So clearly, the Spanish verse is lower than the original melody. So now I'm not moving too fast for you, but I'm gonna play a recording of me singing Walking Each Other Home, and I'm gonna sing Caminamos against myself. Everybody, is that good for everybody, or should I do it one more time, the Spanish?
I think one more time the Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. The context really helps to get the Spanish, and I do love how this song is constructed. I have to say, translating songs that have very simple elemental lyrics can be a real challenge. You want to get the meaning right, and then there are more syllables. So to fit that in the same tune is difficult, and I love creating a partner tune with another language that actually reflects aspects of that language. So, okay, here's we are all caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. 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 So let's try it with both of them together. Choose the language that you want, choose the part that you want, switch around. I think I do it 3 times. And what we'll do is sing it now, and then I'll tell you about the threshold choir, see where that leads, and then we'll sing it again. I find that if we are learning a song, sleeping on it is the best, but a tiny break in time helps our brains just keep at them. So here we go. We are caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. 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 Imagine if you can, 14 gray-haired women in the Catholic chapel at San Quentin holding hands with 30 inmates, all who could be your grocer, your druggist, your uncle. These are all fellows who may or may not have made a terrible mistake a while back, but who have lived in community in an extraordinary way for many, many years. Quite a number of them have since COVID gotten out, and that's very exciting. A group of them, friends of mine in Los Angeles, have formed a music production company, and they are continuing to make music. They were in a band together in San Quentin called Quentin Blue. And if you're interested in finding out about them, Google them because they're great. Before we sing again, I will tell you that I started the Threshold Choir after probably 15 years of leading community singing around the Bay Area. March 21st, 2000 at 7 o'clock. And from the moment that the choir began in Berkeley, and the simultaneously the same another choir was formed in Marin County, the process of growing a choir who rehearse together, practice together, and then go in small groups to bedsides of people who are dying when invited was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my life. It became extremely clear that everything I had done prior to this moment, which was in my 50th year, was leading me to this work, and that I had a unique skill set that allowed me the freedom to drive 33,000 miles for 8 years, each year, to start choirs in Berkeley, Marin, San Francisco, Sonoma, Palo Alto, Santa Cruz. And by that time, actually, probably about 2003, choirs were starting all over the world. And we share an incredible repertoire that is, I think, going to be, in the last analysis, our greatest gift. This is a repertoire of almost all original songs, all written by choir members, almost all in response to a need at a bedside where there wasn't the song that they needed. There are, I think, 500 songs. They are, many of them, repetitive, like this one, where you sing the same line at least 2, sometimes four times. And why? They're very simple, so that we can be living encouragement to families to empower them to sing once we've gone and until we come back again. Because singing at a, when the time is short, when someone's life is about to end and there are a finite number of things you could say or things you could do to comfort that person, to honor that person, to normalize the natural end of life, which is death. To be able to sing to them is a tremendous honor and a tremendous gift to the singer and the sung to. I retired from running the business, I think 5 years ago now, maybe more. And I'm still writing a lot, um, to my great joy. Um, and the COVID has impacted the choir, um, and it's still important. To me, this work is always going to be important. And whether we can actually get into an institution and respond to a request from someone who's dying, I'm not sure if that's going to happen again or how soon. But I'm still incredibly committed to making singing accessible for people who aren't soloists. In the Threshold Choir, it's better if you're not a soloist, if you don't have a big vibrato and a big trained voice. What we're looking for is the sound of a mother singing to a baby. Lullabies for the end of life is what we're looking for. I'm wondering if I've generated any questions from all of you. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, I'm just popping us up so we can help you find some of those.
Oh, good.
What a powerful, beautiful description of the trajectory of what brought you to this place. It's such an incredible contribution to the global culture. Really, we here in the United States have such a weird relationship with death, and to be able to find some way to bring people together and to bring people some measure of comfort through that time. I know a lot of families are, and a lot of people are experiencing a lot of death through this period in particular. So what a gift you've given folks. I mean, I understand that with COVID, not a lot of folks have been able to be actually at the bedsides of those who are dying, but at those opportunities where people were able to be. I mean, you made that process. You made it so much deeper and so much more human and so much closer and so much more loving. I can't thank you enough for what you've brought to that process. I also wondered, with your work in San Quentin, you must know our friend Catherine Roma.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
I love Kathy. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah. I've known her for decades. She's an old friend, and she's doing really beautiful work, making choirs. Had pre-COVID at least. I don't know exactly how she's doing things now, but she's been the founder and conductor of many of this country's most prominent choruses, women's choruses in particular, but she's also been doing a tremendous amount of work within the prison system, starting choirs in both women's facilities and men's facilities there in Ohio where she lives. And
right.
Such beautiful work y'all are doing.
We do have some questions here on Zoom. So Lynn was asking, have threshold choirs... Oh, you saw it? You see it?
I see them, yes. Yes, they have.
Let me repeat it for folks who aren't reading the chat here.
Yep.
Have threshold choirs been singing via an iPad to dying patients during the pandemic?
Yes, they have. It takes a very dedicated employee of the facility to take the iPad around. But I know personally of 2 or 3 choirs that are doing that, and I love it. Nothing replaces in person, because the vibration the resonance, the vibration, the resonance, but the iPad is it's working.
Yeah.
Great. And Arlene was asking, are singers still being accepted into local threshold choirs?
I think so. And I'm actually working on a project talking to chapters this quarter to help them rededicate, kind of regroup and reform their commitment to this kind of singing, whether we can sing to people in facilities or not. So I would say go to thresholdchoir.org. There's a drop down that's locations, and you can see a map or the list, which is really impressive. Our website is absolutely gorgeous, and the number of choirs. I mean, Phnom Penh. Come on.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lori was asking, do you ever bring animals when you go to sing?
No, and we don't bring instruments. We really try to stay completely focused on the singing because other people can bring instruments, other people can bring animals, but not everybody can just walk in, sit down, and sing a song.
Right.
And, like I said, the repertoire is, it's, our central gift.
Yeah. I love it. And just one more comment I'll give to you here from Paula, who's way down under in Australia, who wrote, I work in residential aged care, and this choir would be wonderful for residents in palliative care.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so there are, I think, 5 choirs in Australia, Melbourne, Brisbane, Auckland. Oh no, that's New Zealand. Yes, go to the website. The number of places that have choirs already is fantastic. I'm waiting for Paris, Belfast, Buenos Aires. There aren't choirs there yet, but places I want to visit. Well, later on.
How nice.
I'm hoping some choirs in France.
Yeah, and it's going to be great to have this version with the English and Spanish for when you go to Buenos Aires. So that's great. So do you want to sing some again now that we've had our brains chance to have it seep in as you described? I loved that.
Yeah, thank you so much for all your questions. It feels really great because your questions tell me that you're thinking about how can this happen in my town? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's do it one more time in both parts. You choose your part. Are the parts equal enough for you? You can hear both of them?
We probably could use a tad more of your track and of the lead there in English, or the English part. And Lynn was asking if you would teach the Spanish counterpoint phrase by phrase.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
I'll do that first. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Why don't you echo that? Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Second phrase. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Your turn. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Turn. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. And I can't quite hit that low note today, but you can try. Fourth phrase. Caminamos juntos a nuestro hogar. So let's sing it one more time, 2 times through. Third time through, let's switch back to English, and I want to give you the jewel second verse lyrics. We are all just we are all just doing the best we can. And this, I really hope you take this wherever you go, the grocery store, the gas station, and sing it and look around and look at all the people who are just doing the best they can.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking
juntos
each
a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro
home.
hogar.
We are all
Caminamos
just walking each
juntos a
other
nuestro hogar. We are all just doing the best we can. We are all just doing the best we can. We are all just doing the best we can. We are all just doing the best we can. I would like to say two things. That verse was contributed by Marilyn Power Scott, one of my favorite songwriters. And I'm going to start a monthly sing called Songs for the Rest of Our Lives. And I'm using rest in both ways. So if anybody is interested, please feel free to get in touch with me. I do not have a website. kateamunger@gmail is how to reach me. And I thank you so much, all of you, for singing with me today. It's been a joy.
It's been such a joy to have you with us. Let's really give so much love to Kate. Wow. I especially loved that second verse. I'm going to keep that one. And the idea of songs for the rest of us, meaning, I mean, the songs for the rest
Yes.
of our lives.
Of our lives.
Of our lives. Yeah, I love that. I do want to let you know there's some beautiful comments in the chat here on Zoom. Rada wrote that second verse is so inspiring. And people have been writing about how wonderful the song is, both here and on Facebook for you. We also had one more question on Facebook. How does a person start a threshold choir if there isn't one nearby?
Really good question. You contact the Threshold Choir by through the website. You talk to somebody, probably the executive director, Heidi, and she pairs you with a mentor. Started or more choirs, his or herself, and or themselves, and you start collecting singers, and you gain access to the songs in the repertoire on the website, and the ball begins to roll.
That's beautiful.
That's really lovely.
Thank you. Elizabeth on Facebook also wrote, "Thank you, Kate. You're such a beautiful soul and have helped so many." So we love knowing that people have been here singing with us here in Zoom and singing with us there in Facebook Live, and folks who will watch after on YouTube. we will have a little hang up here on Zoom after we close off the live stream. So folks watching on Facebook Live, you can come join us. And Kate, you already let us know that coming up for you is that project that you're going to be starting, and people can email you at kateamunger@gmail.com. So we'll put that in the chat here on Zoom, and we'll put it as one writes email addresses safely when one writes them online. We'll do that in the Facebook comments as well. So thank you again for being here with us. When we do our hang, we're going to invite people to speak to you directly first so that we can let you go and be on your way and enjoy your day. So hang on for a minute with us, Kate, and thank you again for being with us.
Yeah, and thanks so much to Facebook, our friends who've joined us on Facebook Live. And if you'd like, there's a Zoom link in the
Comments.
So if you'd like to join us in the room and be able to speak to Kate directly, I'm sure she'd love to hear from you.
Can you tell folks about what we have coming up? And I'll put Kate's address in.
Yeah, but that would mean I'd have to see that, type it, and remember.
Oh, you can't see that? So.
Or remember.
Well, the great news is that Kate's going to be back on January 30th for our end of the month concert, our Sunday concert in the round. That's us and Kate. And our second guest is going to be Leela Grace, who's coming on January 23rd to teach a beautiful song of hers called In My Name. So she will be here with us January 23rd, and then they'll both be back on January 30th.
Yeah, and you may remember Leela's sister Ellie Grace, who was here earlier on. So you'll get to hear her sister Leela. That will be great fun. And yes.
I'm having a hard time typing over here.
Sandy's just slightly closer to this type that's very tiny. Let's see. Courage, an evening of stories and music and dance to support an organization working to keep K through 12 schools free from sexual misconduct conduct and abuse. That is February 8th. Was there something
That's
else
an online
that?
fundraiser that we're going to
Yes.
be part of. It's going to be really amazing. We'll have more details on
Yeah.
that soon. And also, we're on February 11th. We're part of a donor thank you concert for the Unitarian Universalist Ministry for Earth. You're right, I am closer to this kind of stuff. So, and all of that stuff is on our website. And also on our website are our new CDs, Evolution and Rooted. And Evolution is a compilation of songs from our 20 years performing together. We started when we were 6 and 8, respectively. But we're very thrilled about these CDs, and especially that CD, kind of putting all those songs together from all that time. It was really lovely. And we are going to have, those are available for pre-order, and the downloads for Evolution are coming tomorrow. So you don't even have to wait for those.
I'm so excited.
So hang
We've been
on.
waiting a long time.
That's right. So hang out with us up here on Zoom, and we will see you next time, Facebook Live and YouTube, folks. Thanks for joining us.